It's time for all your local high school football scores and highlights. It's Touchdown Friday Night with Kenny Hawkins and Kane O'Neill. Brought to you by Marsh Propane, Food City, Champion Chevrolet, Southern Classic Car Auto Wash and Lube, and HMG Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. It's Touchdown Friday Night.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Touchdown Friday Night, one of the largest high school football shows in Tennessee and Virginia. I'm Kenny Hawkins, along with my tag team partner, Kane O'Neill. It's good. You got a shirt on today.
Got a shirt and tie today.
We're all good. Oh, my goodness. Tonight, along with Thursday night's football games, we have 19 games on tap. But first, here's Kane with our top tackle of the night.
All right, let's get right to it. Our top tackle coming from Unicoi County and Johnson County's game. Peyton Whitson turns and is blasted by Tyler Norris. Take another look at this one.
He looks at him, too.
Well, we'll have highlights from this one coming up. How about right now?
All right, thanks a lot, Kane. We'll begin tonight in Unicoi County, where something had to give when the Blue Devils hosted Johnson County. Both teams came in 8-1 on the season and, more importantly, 4-0 in the conference. So the winner would take home the top playoff spot in the region championship. Johnson County up 6-0 and driving in the second quarter. Mr. Everything, Tdfn Player of the Week this year, Nathan Lane, takes a handoff on the end around, makes a few miss, and he's off to the races into the end zone to extend the lead out to 14-0. Blue Devils strike back. Brock Thompson goes deep. Brett Strutter makes a great catch between two defenders and races deep in the Longhorn territory before he's brought down. A few plays later, Cody Lewis, another Tdfn Player of the Week, will dive in from a few yards out to cut the Longhorn lead to 14-6. Next Blue Devil possession, Lewis again around the right end. He's going to get into the end zone. That would cut the lead to 12-14 at the half, or 14-12, either way you want to look at it, but it was all Longhorns in the second half. Blue Devils Thompson throws. It's going to be picked off by who else? Lane, and he will go untouched into the end zone for the score to make it 21-12 Longhorns. Fourth quarter, nail in the coffin time. Lane this time takes the handoff, cuts it back, outraces the defenders to the pylon for the score to make it 35-12, and that would be your final tonight. Johnson County wins the region 35-12.
That's the best feeling in the world right there. We got to beat them on their own field. Everybody said that they had it. I knew our team had it right there.
I'm proud of our team, and you know, you play rivals, it's going to get a little chippy too. But proud of our guys, proud of our coaches, and proud of our fans who made the trip. Thank the Lord for letting us win. Thank the Lord for, you know, the field dry and everything else. So it was a great night for Johnson County.
So big win tonight for Johnson County over Unicoi County, 35-12. It was Beard over Morristown West, 49-18. Warrior Hill, Happy Valley hosting the South Green Rebels. Late in the first half, Rebels driving on fourth down. Levi Myers firing to the end zone, but Dakota Cochran is there. He makes the interception. Warriors stopping South Green dead in their tracks. We move to the second half. Cochran getting the snap, faking the handoff, keeping it himself. Nice 10-yard gain. This set up a Warrior touchdown. Jordan Campbell getting the handoff, heading towards the corner, making a man miss, and just sneaking inside the pylon for the score. Warriors up 14-0. They go on to win tonight over South Green, 21-0. Farragut over Hardin Valley, 28-0. King Sport, the Indians. Wonder who shot these highlights. Indians closing out their season against Jefferson County.
Pouring rain. Look at that.
Midway through the third, Indians up 8-7. Keogh Taylor up the gut, cutting to the left and gone for the 18-yard touchdown. Dobbins Bennett taking 14-7 lead. Fourth quarter, same score. Lyndon Redwine flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield. I'm talking deep near the sideline, but his pass gets picked off by Ben Roaster. But the Patriots unable to capitalize on fourth down. The Indians all over the pitch. Josh Romero with the tackle, turnover on downs. Indians do capitalize with the ball in their hands. Ian Hicks finding a hole on the left side and taking this one to the house from 15 yards out. Dobbins Bennett would take down Jefferson County tonight by the final of 22-13. It was. I don't know who shot him. Unicoi County over Granger by the final 20-8. Let's head to North Green for a battle of the dogs. Huskies hosting Claiborne. Bulldogs biting first. Stormy Livesey with a huge hole on the left side and nothing but daylight ahead, taking this to the house for the big touchdown run. Claiborne up 7-0. Huskies trying to answer. Colton Story lowering the shoulder, getting off.
Get off me.
Yes, there you go. Bowling over defender after defender. What a run, picking up the first down. But the Huskies Don't hold it long. The pass down the near sideline intercepted by Ethan Poor Jr. Huskies would fall tonight by the final of 34-6. Cloudland over Copper Basin 56-14. So Elizabethton tonight, the Trinity Academy Knights hosting the Asheville Independent Gators, or should I say Gladiators.
Close.
First quarter, Austin Tedder making the handoff, breaking a tackle and going up the gut for the nice gain. The very next play, Gabe Rouse on the snap, dumping it off to Thomas Brown. What can Brown do for you? Into the end zone so fast our cameraman Trey Adams couldn't find it. Let's go to the board. Trinity went on to win tonight by the final 54-0. Unaka over Sunbright 26-8. Kate?
All right, let's head to some action from last night. Greenville hosting Sullivan East. The Green Devils wasted no time getting on the board last night. They score on the very first play. Kate Ballard finding Dorian Goddard in the flat, and he does the rest. There's a reason he's going to Virginia next year. Greenville taking a 7-0 lead. On the Patriots' first possession, trying to answer, Dylan White's pass picked off by Jordan Gillespie, and there's nothing but green ahead for the pick six. Green Devils just kept on pouring it on last night. Ballard dropping back and finding Goddard deep downfield. Greenville goes on to win this one on Thursday, 61-3. Some more action from last night. The undefeated David Crockett Pioneers made their way to Morristown, where they would face the Hurricanes. Pioneers came out strong. Cade Larkins handoff to Prince Colley, finding a gap and putting the first 6 points of the game on the board for Crockett. Next possession, Larkins looking downfield. He's going to find Micah Robinson, who makes it close but is stopped just shy of the goal line, wide open in the middle of the field. It was a group effort this time when Larkins finds Dante Hackler, who does the somersault into the end zone and scores touchdown number 2 for the Pioneers. Crockett would go on to win last night 50-14. Some more action from last night. Sultan Central Cougars headed down to Elizabethton to take on the Cyclones to end the regular season. Nobody wanted to play in the rain today. Cyclones heating up early. Quarterback Carter Everett slings it downfield for Evan Perkins. With not a defender in sight, the Cyclones on the board early, 7-0. That's the first 30 seconds of the game. Now behind 2 touchdowns. Cougars try to battle back, but Perkins making a big play again with the pick 6. Cyclones up 22-0 following the 2-point conversion. Elizabethton then goes to Austin Outland, finds a hole, and not taking his foot off the gas.
No.
Things getting out of hand early. He finds the end zone and gets his team up to 30-0. Cyclones rolled last night, 51-13, your final. At the Black Hole on Thursday, a game with playoff implications on the line. Chucky Doak facing West Green. Chucky Doak led 7-0 in the first. After a bad snap on a punt, West Green got the ball in scoring position. And they did get a little luck as Daughtry finds Chase Jennings on the touchdown pass that tied the game at 7. Then, just before the break, the Buffaloes took the lead on this nice run by Clemente Barboza. And as we go to the board, it was West Green taking that Chucky Doak 24-21. That's 8 down and still 11 more to go as we finish off the games from last night before heading to Southwest Virginia this Friday. But first, here is the Unicoi County Band to help take us to break.